Hello students of class 11. In our last class we found that Macbeth, after meeting the witches, he returned and he found that Macduff had gone and joined Malcolm's army, and that enraged him. So out of anger he killed Macduff's wife and children, and this particular act made the nobility very angry against him, and they they no longer supported him. Macbeth had become a tyrant instead of a king in that way, and many people, these nobles, among them many had gone and joined Malcolm's and Macduff's army, which was being raised, which was formed in England, because they were gathering forces so that they could attack Macbeth. Some went and joined them, but there were some who, for fear of Macbeth, could not do that, could not directly join them. But they also wanted, Macbeth's defeat in the battle. Now, and we found that Macbeth, when he could not sleep well, and he became jealous of Duncan, who was sleeping peacefully in his grave, untouched by any trouble or any hatred, nothing of that sort. Meanwhile, the queen, who had been the sole partner in his wickedness, on whose bosom he could sometimes seek a momentary repose, that is rest, from those terrible dreams which affected them both, passed away, unable to bear the remorse of guilt. And as she suffered from somnambulism, she ultimately committed suicide. Macbeth was left alone. He grew careless of life and longed for death. The new approach of Malcolm's army roused in him what remained of his ancient courage, and he was determined to die in honor. The hollow promises of the three witches had also filled in him a kind of false confidence, and he remembered the prophecies of the spirits that no one born of a woman's womb could kill him. He also believed in the soothsaying that he could never be vanquished until Birnam Woods would come to Dunsinane, which he thought was impossible. So he shut himself up in his own castle, which was thought to be absolutely impregnable, and waited for Malcolm to invade it. So what happened? Lady Macbeth, she was the only partner in crime, and she was actually instrumental in making Macbeth, commit the crime. So that's why Lady Macbeth has also sometimes been called the fourth witch in that way. Now, that person, who was his, the person whom Macbeth confided everything, or as it said that when he was too tired, when he was very disturbed, he could just rest his head on her shoulder and take some rest. That Lady Macbeth committed suicide. Why? Because that guilt conscience always pricked her, and she was suffering from somnambulism, which is nothing but sleepwalking. So for all these reasons, she committed suicide, and then Macbeth became absolutely alone, and he longed for death. But when he heard that Malcolm was preparing an army to attack him, then he decided that he would die in armor. That is, he would die in a fighting. He would give a tough fight, and if death comes to him, it should come in that war itself. But what happened was, he remembered the prophecies, that is the prediction made by the three spirits, and he was very confident. It said that no man born naturally of a woman can kill him. And last was when Birnam Woods would come to Dunsinane Hill, only then, which was absolutely impossible. So that was something which made Macbeth overconfident, and he knew that nobody could defeat him in that way. And so what he did was, he just shut himself up. He locked himself up in his castle, and he protected it from all sides. That's why it says impregnable. That is, it has been fortified, that is protected in such a way that nobody can break into it and invade it, attack it. And he waited for Malcolm to invade it. Invade it means he waited for Malcolm's army to come and attack him. Finally, a day came when a messenger approached him, pale and trembling with fear, almost unable to report to Macbeth of what he had seen, and yet averred that as he stood on the hill for his watch, he chanced to see the Birnam and perceived the woods to be moving. Liar, roared Macbeth, if you speak false, you will be hanged alive upon the next tree till the famine ends your life. So, what did a messenger come and tell? He was there for the watch. Okay, means watch in the sense that whether any enemy is coming to attack, all these things. But this messenger, he could hardly speak what he saw, because he saw the woods were moving. So Macbeth did not believe him at first. He said that it's absolutely untrue, and if I find that what you said is untrue, then I'll hang you to death. By now Macbeth had begun to doubt the equivocal sayings of the three spirits. Equivocal means ambiguous, that is, which has more than one meaning. Okay, what they said was, it had double meaning. He never feared of being vanquished. Vanquished is defeated. Till Birnam Woods would advance towards Dunsinane, and now the woods did move. So when Macbeth had a doubt, he saw for himself, and he saw, yes, the woods were moving towards Dunsinane Hill. However, said Macbeth, if this which he vouches be true. So Macbeth said that if what this messenger is saying, if this is true, then let us take us arms and move out. So let us prepare ourselves for war. There is no fleeing from hence, nor staying in here. So we are not going to escape, and neither we are going to keep ourselves locked up anymore. I began to weary of the sun, and wish my life is at end. So I am very tired, and I want to die. Okay, I don't want to live any longer. Saying these, he sallied forth. Sallied forth means when you leave a place to do something very adventurous. So he left the place and attacked. Sallied forth upon the besiegers. That is, he attacked the enemy who had now reached the castle. So the enemies had already reached his castle. So we stop here today. The last part we'll do in the next class. Thank you.